Good evening, guys. For the last time,
Sir,
uh,
today we got a message saying tomorrow is the last day.
now I think that they have this thing mistaken it. Actually, 3rd of October would have been the last.
Yes, because we started on 4th of.
Yes, correct. So 3rd was the last, but fine, because we had not done uh, CICD and one other yesterday, which we covered. So that is why we had these two extra sessions. So that is fine. Okay, so today's first agenda is let me cover risk management. It's a short topic which is easily doable. And then we'll talk about if you have any other queries. So risk management is a critical component of a Scrum Master's KRA or a job. So how do you know risk management? Yes, we know risk management. What is risk? Risk is anything which will prevent your team to complete their bugs, stories, epics. What is risk? Risk is anything which will prevent you from completing your bugs, stories, epics, anything. How do you tackle risk? Well, we tackle risk with the help of what we call Rome technique. What is Rome technique? Rome technique is we identify risks in 4 categories. Let me share the screen. It's all there. One second. Where is the 4 categories of so Rome technique helps the categorization of risks into one of the 4 categories. So either the risk is resolved, owned, accepted, mitigated. So risks that have been already resolved and no longer pose a threat are called resolved risk. So for example, let us say there was a dependency on some other team. They had to deliver some API. They said we are going to deliver it by 12th of October. Their Scrum Master and PO confirm that they will deliver it by 12th of October. That's a resolved risk. Risk was there, they may or may not deliver, but they have confirmed. So that's a resolved risk. Then there is a risk which is there. The risk is there, but we have identified somebody who is going to resolve it. So, for example, the UI loading page, the login page is not loading up fast. So, the UI developer, we have assigned that task to him. He will fix that code and the performance bottleneck will be resolved. So, risk is there. The UI loading page is not loading as per the expectation, but somebody has owned it. So that is a risk which is a owned risk. Owned risk means risk is there, but somebody is working on that to fix it. Then there is a risk called accepted risk. Accepted risk is there, but there is nothing we can do about it. And that's a risk we have accepted and no action will be taken on it because we have accepted that risk. It is not a very huge risk. For example, some third party software plugin is there in your software and hardly very many users are using that plugin, and it is not going to impact any critical feature. So you know that your software has a third party plugin and it could cause a problem, but that problem we have accepted that not very many users are using it. It's a third party tool, we can't do anything about it. So that's a risk we have already accepted. Then there are certain risks which are there, but you cannot eliminate them, but you can reduce them. So risks are there and we are taking proactive actions to reduce the impact of those risks, that is when we call those risks are mitigated. Mitigated risks are there, but an action has been taken to reduce the impact of that risk. For example, escaped defects. Every release, there is a risk that in production you could get defects, correct? So how do you reduce the chances of getting those? By doing automation in testing. Automation in testing means you will be able to test more percentage of your code, thereby reducing the risk of getting bugs in production. So that is a mitigated risk. I'll give you more examples. Remember in SAFe, we had a risk board. There also we have few risks. Those are also examples. I will give you the types of the risks also. So we categorize. But there is one other aspect that you have to identify. So but in your team, how will you keep the risks? So there are two ways where you, as a Scrum Master, you have to note down your risks. One, either you can have a risk board. You can have a risk board, and issue type could be resolved, owned, accepted, mitigated. So issue type could be either the issue type is risk, and you can customize it. Issue type is risk, and you can have 4 statuses of that ticket. Either that ticket could be resolved, owned, accepted, or mitigated. You can create a Jira board called risk board, and you can customize the issue type as risk with 4 statuses in that. If you don't want to do that, then you can maintain a simple Excel, or you can maintain a simple Excel, or you can maintain that Excel and put it in Confluence. You can create a risk management page in Confluence and keep it updated. So, but how are you going to identify risks? So there could be a special workshop you could be conducting weekly or bi-weekly, where you would be potentially discussing with the team any risks which they feel can derail the stories or the bugs. Then once you have conducted this workshop where you have identified potential risks, then you have to classify those risks into 4 categories. Then you have to assign owners. Of mitigated and accepted risk, there is no owner. But mitigated or owned risk, there are owners. Then you have to regularly review your ROM board in the various events. How do you do that? So I think grooming is the first thing where we have to identify a risk. During the grooming of a story, we identify whether a story can be completed or there are potential problems in completing those stories. We will identify them. In the planning stage also, we can identify whether a story has a risk or not. Then during the daily stand-ups also, new risks can emerge. Key people are not available. Some dependency is not there. Integration errors are there. CI/CD pipeline has broken down. That's a risk. So in daily stand-up, new risks would come. You have to deal with that and update your ROM board. And in retrospectives, whatever risks are there, what are the actions you took during that sprint to resolve any risks, whether you did the right thing, whether the process followed was good or not, or what are the improvements you can do to resolve your risks in future. So this is in overall how you identify risks. First, so which technique you use to do risk management? ROM technique. Either you keep a ROM board in Jira, or you keep it as a Excel and you keep it in a Confluence page. So do you do risk management? Yes, sir, I do risk management. I have a risk management page on the Confluence where I keep updating it. So we have divided the risk into 4 categories, and we do regular risk identification sessions also. But during refinement, we identify risk. During sprint planning, we identify risk. During daily stand-up, we identify risk. And then we speak about how to fix those risks and what are the processes that we are following and corrective actions in the retrospectives. So this is how you integrate with the agile ceremonies as a Scrum Master. So risk management in agile is done like this. Then I will also show you the other in SAFe also we discussed, right? One sec. Let me show you that. Where is that gone? SAFe PPT. Where did that go? Yeah. Yes, PC sir. Question for.
Sir, that Rome board. How we can create that Rome board on Jira, or it should be separate dashboard?
It will be a separate board. Sorry. So you can just like you create a Scrum board, you create a what do you call Kanban board. Same way you can create a you can even you can create a risk board also, or you can create a Kanban board only, but have this you can customize it with 4 different statuses. So instead of to do, in progress, in testing done, you will have resolved, owned, mitigated, owned. Those 4 statuses.
Okay. Or gadget and all that, how to take
Gadget also can happen, but don't get into these complications. Say you were keeping in Excel, you were. I will show you a Chrome board. Why is opening? Okay, one sec. I'll show you a Chrome board. System is gone. Now it is opening up. One sec. I'll show you a very simple ROM board here. You guys are able to see, right? See, this is a very simple. You can keep it like this also. This is an Excel basically. This is the risk. This is the category. These are the comments. So you can keep it like this only, and you can create a page in your Confluence folder where you can say risk management. So you can create this also, or you can create a Jira board. Either way, but this is a very simple approach. Basically, the logic should be clear that how do you do risk management? You identification of risks are important. Where do you identify risk? In the grooming call, in the sprint planning, in the daily stand-up. These are your 3 events where you identify risks. Then in the retrospectives, you analyze whether the way the team is identifying the risks and trying to resolve it, is the process good, efficient, productive or not? If not, then what are the changes that we need to make to that process? So that way we integrate our risk management into agile ceremonies. So for example, in SAFe, the exercise which we did, one of the teams had raised the risk that payment gateway API may be delayed. So then if that will be the case, then maybe they are including Google Pay. They say Google Pay API may be delayed. So in that case, the PO says, okay, is there any alternative? Architect or the tech lead says, yeah, Phone Pay API could be available. So that's a backup option they have kept. If during the sprint that Google API is delayed or has issues, then they might use the Phone Pay API. So this risk is called mitigated risk. Why mitigated? Because the risk is there, but we have taken a proactive action to reduce the impact of that risk. So if Google is not there, the backup option is there. Then compliance review could extend the timeline. So there, one of the teams have raised that compliance review, or so there is a security audit once you complete some functionality. They are saying that that functionality needs a security audit or a compliance review. But they would not be able to complete this in time. And if they don't give their review, then we will not be able to release this story. In that case, they talk to the security team. Security team says, don't worry, we will provide you with the extra resources so that we can do this review quickly. So this is owned, the risk is there, but it is owned by the security team, and they will provide the extra resources. There is another risk. Now, this risk is that bill payments UI stories are there. The Scrum Master or the developer says that there are 10 UI stories. They say we will not be able to complete. There are only 2 UI resources. The Scrum Master goes to the RTE, says that this is a risk. We may not be able to complete all these 10 stories. Then the PO talks to the PM. They say these extra stories are not a big priority. So this is an accepted risk. If we are not able to complete it, then those stories will be moved to the next PI. It's an accepted risk. Then there are API issues in one of the teams. They say the API issues may need more cloud servers. In that case, they go to the architect team, the infrastructure team. They say, we need more infrastructure. They say, don't worry about it. We will be able to give you more servers. This is a risk, but it has been resolved by the infrastructure team. So this is no longer a risk. But since you have resolved it, you will mention it. This was a risk. It is resolved by the infrastructure team. So every risk, so I will give you examples and then you can identify what kind of a risk is this. Let me ask you few. So even before that, so there are, what are the different kinds of risks? So API is not available, or API integration from third party fails. What kind of a risk is this? Technical risk. So there could be security vulnerabilities. So you are pushing your code to deployment. Typically, there are security scans. So those are your lack of encryption can expose your application in the internet. So those are technical risks, security vulnerabilities, third-party API integration issues, unscalable infrastructure, some incompatibility with tools. So those are your technical risks. You are releasing a feature, but your competitor releases something better. That's a competition innovation. That's a risk, but that's a business risk. You have in your login, you are creating login functionality. You have included phone, you have included email, you have included OTP, but regular banking, RBI says, boss, for banking application, Face ID is a must. Your release becomes redundant. That's a statutory risk, business risk. So then there could be, there were 10 stories, but we could only complete 6. Why? Because we did poor estimation. That's also a risk. That's an operational risk. We could end up doing poor estimation. Scrum Master is like Joey. He's putting a lot of pressure. Team runs away. Just kidding. But iteration, you are not giving proper appraisals, or somebody else is poaching your team, market conditions. So team runs away, or key developers leave the project midway. Release is in jeopardy. That's a risk. That's an operational risk, team iteration. PO understood something else, stakeholders have something else in mind. There is miscommunication between stakeholders and POs, a misunderstanding in the requirements. That's operational risk. So then there could be government regulations. You have a critical release. There is rain in Bangalore. I have been on the wrong end of this multiple times. I want people in my team to be there. They say there are floods. And in normal rain also, Bangalore, they can't reach office. There is Chennai, there are floods. Noida, there could be political instability. So market fluctuations, natural disasters, those are your what you call external risks. So then there could be data breaches also, especially for healthcare domain. It is breach of customer data is a very big problem. Data privacy violation, financial misreporting. So these are some of the different kinds of risks. Then resource risks. There is a skill gap, hardware failure, resource on leave. You need 4 Python resources, you only have 2 resources, limited budget. That's your resource risk. So technical risks, financial risk, natural disaster, resource risk, operational risk. So these are the different kinds of risks which are there in a team. So risk management, do you know? Yes. How do you do risk management? You use ROAM technique, where risk is identified and it is categorized into 4 categories. You are documenting all this as a Confluence page where risk name, the category of that risk, and the comments. And you are constantly updating that. Where are you identifying the risk? In the grooming calls, in the sprint planning meeting, in the daily stand-up, where you are reviewing the process in the sprint retrospective. There could be separate risk identification sessions also. And you are communicating these risks to the management after every week you are sending the report, or every sprint you are sending this report. Risk report you are supposed to send to the management after every sprint. So, and what are the different kinds of risks that we have discussed? So this is in nutshell your risk management. Now you can ask your questions. By the way, there is one other, quality risks. Testing is not completed. Documentation is not there. What else? Dependency risks could be there. You have dependencies on UX design, API. You have maybe some other team is a upstream team. They will supply some data to you. Their data is your input. That was also a risk. What else?
Scope creep. Scope creep can be.
Scope creep is your operational risk. So these are the kind of one more thing here, guys. Can any of you please put a message in your WhatsApp groups that today was the last class? There is no class tomorrow. Okay. So all the topics which we were supposed to cover have been covered. This was the last topic. We have next 1 hour. If you want to have any queries, I will be happy to answer. Actually, Friday should have been the official last session, but since we could not complete CI/CD, Spider, and this risk management, so we had to cover these in these 2 sessions.
Sir, in Spider, can you explain about that business split?
Yeah, that R is remaining, sir.
I will do that. I will do that. Don't worry. It's in my mind. Don't worry.
Sir, one more thing on interview point of view for this risk management, or only these they can ask, right? Whatever you explain, not more.
That's it. Do you know risk management? Yes, of course I do. What is a risk? Risk is anything which will prevent you from completing bugs or stories or epics. How do you identify risks? You identify risks during grooming, during sprint planning, during daily stand-ups. What are the different risks? Technical risk, financial risk, operational risk, quality risks, all these kind of different risks.
And they may ask scenarios, right? We can have the scenarios which we faced in our project, we can tell that, right?
Yes, yes, yes. How do
Sir,
you
what about server down? That'll come in technical or infrastructure?
infrastructure risk? You can call it infrastructure risks,
Hmm.
or it could be technical also. In CI/CD pipeline is not working, SID is slow. Java is an old version. It is not, you are not able to deploy your release because that Java version is old, so it is throwing vulnerabilities. All those are technical risk or security risks.
In art level also it will be the same, right? Whatever you in the art level,
ART,
the same.
ART, yes, yes.
So same way we'll have a risk board like this, and we have
Yes, yes. On a team, so it will have two: one on a team level, one on a program level.
program.
Yeah. And don't worry, you have covered enough here. Don't worry. See, estimation techniques, all the 6 events you are all clear now. What are the good practices? What are the bad practices? Then estimation techniques, prioritization techniques, safe, Kanban. How do you deal with the behavioral issues? How do you deal with conflict? How do you deal with stakeholders? How do you deal with the risks? What are the reports you send? How do you track the metrics? So all these things. If the team is not performing well, what will you do? If you have a lot of spillovers, how will you identify spillovers and what are the solutions? What are the typical blockers you have faced? These are the. So we've covered every damn thing. So go through the recordings for next 10 days again. Go through the 3 PPTs. You are sorted here. But
Sir,
interview, not less
sir,
than.
yeah, actually, if we apply it through this Monster or found it Naukri, I mean, through we are getting spam calls like, do you want to arrange an interview? You pay us this money on that. So those kind of calls also are coming. But through LinkedIn, actually, they are showing the website portal where we can go and apply. So that is more useful. But through this Monster and everything, we are getting more spam calls. Today itself, I got 3 5
So you will
spam
get
calls.
spam. Don't worry. You are lucky that you didn't get it, but you will get from LinkedIn also. But Monster, Naukri is a very reliable.
Please.
One of the tricks is go to Google and do a search only from last 5 days or 7 days. There's an option there. You can just search for whatever is posted in the last 5 days, 3 days, 7 days. And then you can even use AI tools to find jobs these days. So there is a, I don't know whether Job Seeker is a website. I don't know if you guys know.
N8N also we can use N8N. N8N. N for North, 8N. That also AI tool. Actually, we can find out and
Wait, let me open
I'm
it.
only getting spam calls.
Don't worry, don't worry. N
N8N.
N for Nancy, T for Tango.
N for North, 8 for N for North, 8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that 8, and N again N.
No, you put it in the chat, yeah.
N8,
N numeric 8 and N again.
N8.
N8N.
N8N. Oh,
Yeah.
workflow automation. Some okay. See, one of these guys only told me in a few of the previous batches, there is something called Job Seeker website. So it asks for $50 and it creates a beautiful resume. $50 is nothing. So it creates a you give your CV, it will optimize it. It will be a great ATS score. So if you're really struggling to get calls, you can, what is $50 here? You can try that also. A lot of people have given me good feedback on that. So,
Yeah,
flexible
actually,
work.
I did that actually. I has checked my ATS score. Then I selected one template. I changed my template. It created by itself a resume. Then I edited something after that.
You paid
It
$50?
got I paid some amount around 50 to 90 bucks, something like that.
50, 90, that's minuscule.
Which
But
website is that?
Job seeker.
job seeker. Job seeker. But go to Google, look for jobs last 7 days and see, but change the location, use some free VPN, put Noida, then Gurgaon, then Bangalore, then Hyderabad, put different locations and see what are the top 20, 30 jobs in each location. Lot of companies, there is not a company in this world which does not advertise for an agile or a scrum master position. Every company has it at some. So if you give a 6-month time horizon, within 6 months, you can easily get calls and you will be able to schedule 10, 15, 20 interviews. And once you give 20 interviews, you are done. But analyze it. Have you given 3 mock interviews? I am going to kill you if you say no. Say no and I am going to kill you. Hey, what are you doing? You've paid bloody money. You've paid money for this, yeah. Why don't you use it? Yeah, and they will give you recordings also.
Yeah, I have done actually.
See, listen to your recordings. It is very useful. You will be able to learn so much about the way you are answering. Take that feedback very seriously. Improve upon that feedback, and God knows, see, Agile is just Scrum Master is just one door open into management. Then there are so many different roles you can get into here. So now that you have spent so much time and money, you guys totally, and I will be seriously very surprised if 50 to 70% of you do not get a job offer. I'll be very surprised because you are this is a decent bunch of you are very serious also, you ask questions also, you respond. This is fine. You guys will be able to crack it here. Mock interviews, who has not at least in the next now we are at the last day, please give mock interviews.
Yes, sir. I will schedule this week. Sorry for that because I was waiting for safe and all that. So actually, yeah.
But you were not there in the safe call. What happened?
Yeah. I was actually now attending another actually training that was, to build our professional this thing courses and all like that. So that training actually I was attending and it was not. I mean, there was no recording. That's why actually compulsory I attend that. Yeah.
But
That's why I missed to this thing
no.
session. Yeah.
Mock interview actually did ask about safe.
Okay.
So if you don't know safe also, it was fine actually.
See, safe, not every organization is going to ask, but it is always better to know safe. And safe, you know now enough, yeah. You can, after 1 or 2 interviews, you'll be very confident that you can even say that you have worked in a safe. I think some of you have actually worked in a safe environment.
Yeah, I worked in my previous company. This company also, it is there, but we cannot attend because it is in US timings. So call invite will be, but we are kept optional actually.
Mine is safe environment. We prepared a dashboard actually using safe environment.
Nice.
Dashboard and activities.
Sir, but
yeah,
sir, but call is coming now actually. Means 2-3 days now. Since 2-3 days actually call is receiving actually for Scrum Master. Yes, because I got 2-3 calls. Yeah, but I don't know actually. Means interview will schedule or not. But I got call and I yeah.
calls will also come. Interview will be also scheduled. It will happen. Yeah, have you guys posted in the group that today is the last class, and I don't hope anybody joins tomorrow because I have no intention of getting into another lecture. Okay, so just put it in there. Okay, let me do so yesterday we were discussing the story splitting, and so in story splitting, there are primarily 2 ways of splitting a story. One is vertical and the other is.
Horizontal.
Horizontal.
So vertical is when you divide the story based on the
Level of
Functionality.
values and
functionality. And when we divide the story based on the technical layers, UI layer, API layer, database layer, that's a horizontal way of splitting the story. And that is not recommended in Agile. But will we never use horizontal splitting?
We will be using it for upgrades and
as
updates.
So there are certain exceptions to that rule. What are those exceptions?
Spike tickets when we discuss what when we want to know the outcome, discuss the technical things.
Yes, when we
That
want to
time.
create a research story or a spike story, for example, we want to create a, so as a user, I want to book flight plus hotel combo. So that's a requirement. Now this requirement, flight plus hotel combination I want. The team says, boss, we don't know. We need to research the third party APIs, what to need and what all. So they need a research. So the API team, you can create a story for just the API team. So now you're doing a horizontal split. You want to do database migrations, your local servers to cloud servers. So database server migration will be your horizontal splitting. There are some issues with your UI pages. You want to see all the UI pages in your product. So you will create a story just for the UI. So if there is any technical upgrade, any technical updation, any infrastructure provisioning, those kind of stories can have a horizontal split. Or in safe environment also, if there are a lot of teams, there could be specific teams doing UX work. There could be specific teams doing just the API work. In larger teams, you can also have horizontal splitting. But in those situations, the communication and the coordination is a difficulty. Then you have to use SAFe or some mechanisms where coordination does not become a problem. So then, sorry, somebody said something. So then we spoke about spider technique. Spider technique is a technique where we divide the story based on S is for spike. So if we are not clear on what to build, we create a research or a technical spike story where we find information about that particular functionality. And then once that information is available, then we do the actual functional stories. So we spoke about different examples also. Then the other is path, I is interface, D is data, R is rules. Let's talk about rules now. But before that, do you guys have any concerns on, what do you say, on path is clear, interface is very easy. Basically, whenever we are creating a story, if so for example, I want to check my account balance. As a user, I want to check my account balance. That's a very basic banking requirement. Do I want to check it on a web portal? So create a story for web portal. Then do I want to do it by calling an IVR? Do a story for IVR. Do I want to use my mobile application? Create a story for mobile application. Basically, whatever interface your customer is going to use, create one functionality each for different interfaces. That's your interface type. Then data we spoke about a lot on data. Let's talk about the business rules. So business rules are basically what example could I give you? So business rules are, for example, I have to apply what do you call coupons. So let us say I have to apply coupons in an Amazon app. So what are the different categories of coupons? Or no, coupons will be a little tricky. Let us say I want to do account transfer, money transfer to my accounts. So what could be the business rules? Within a day, I can do 5,000. If it is between my accounts, then it could be maybe 50,000. If it is for 1 week, if I'm doing it in a foreign currency, that could be 50,000. There are different rules that banks can apply based on the regulations. Is that an easier example to understand? You got the you got an understanding, right? What are business rules? Similarly, now if I want to apply coupons, so as a user, I want to use coupons to pay for my internet order or online order. What are the different ways you can apply the coupon? Percentage method. It could be a fixed amount. It could be 1 versus 1 free option. So these are different business rules that each each organization will, or each PO or each domain will have a differently. So that's your basically business rule. Is that clear, or do you want me to give more examples?
So rules is basically only the business rules, right? It is not the rule that we put something in the functionality of the product.
No, these are business rules. Whatever rules are set by the business.
Oh,
So the rules, there are some rules, right, which are actually imposed by the government. So those rules are also considered in this.
Yes. So just to give you a further example, so let us say the story is, as a user, I want to transfer money. Okay. Now the rules could be that there is a daily limit of 5,000 rupees. That is one rule. So you create a story that you can only do transfer. The limit of is 5,000. Then if it is over 2,500, then there could be a two-factor authentication. I can't transfer. So I think typically if you do a transaction of over 20,000 or 50,000, they even call you to confirm, boss, there is a, so that's a different functionality. So you can allow transfers up to 10,000. Then the other rule could be, if it is the amount is over 5,000, you could have a two-factor authentication. If it is an international transfer, there could be extra approvals that could be required. If you are trying to transfer to an account which is already blacklisted, that will be blocked. So that's another story. That if the account that your customer is trying to transfer it to, if it is in blacklisted, then you will not allow the transfer to go through. So these are different rules. Based on each rule, you could create a story. As a patient, I want to book an appointment. What are the different rules? Allow bookings only between 9 to 5. If you are trying to book an appointment at 6 o'clock, don't allow it. What could be the other rules? Do you have a insurance or not? If you don't have an health insurance, then it will not allow you to book. That is a rule. So these are rules. For a particular functionality, the product owner will give you this information that these are the different rules that are imposed by the business. So based on that, you could create many functionality. Another example I could think of, as a traveler, I want to book a flight. So based on path, how many different ways I can do a booking? Domestic transfer, international transfer, multi-stop transfer. That's based on the user journey. But based on rules, is it special fares? There could be special fares for students or for senior citizens. So for senior citizens, you create one story. For students who are getting discount, you create another story. For economy class, you could create a different story. For a premium class, you could create a different story. So like that, you can, like that, you can create different story based on rules also. So there are multiple, same story, you can split it based on path, you can based on interface, based on rules. So it depends on the team, what team, product owner, architect, which way they want to split these functionalities. So in the interview, they will ask you, do you know splitting of stories? The answer is yes, horizontal and vertical. Then there is a method called spider, where spike, you can do it with paths, you can do it with interfaces, you can do it with data, you can do it with business rules also.
So we do the splitting usually in the grooming call or the planning?
Grooming call. Sometimes if the story is too big, during the sprint, we understand the story is too big. Then that's a learning for the next sprint that we could have split it further. Sometimes you miss splitting it. It turns out PC sir has taken a story. That's a very large story. He says, I can't complete it. I didn't realize this is too much work. Okay, then that's a lesson learned. We could not split it properly. Yes.
Splitting, after we discuss and do the splitting, so does it need any approval, or is it the only PO who will take that decision?
PO Scrum Master team. See, I'll give you an example. So let us say, as a rider, I want to request. So you are building an Ola kind of an application. PO says, as a rider or as a user, I want to request a cab booking. Now, can we, so team says cab booking can be done in so many ways. Let's split it. So you can split it based on business rules. What are the business rules that are applicable to cab booking? You tell me. That you have already done. Which kind of car you want, all that, that path or interface. You want to book through a web portal, you want to book through a mobile app, that you have done. So let us split it based on business rules. What are the different business rules that are there for a ride application? Think of it.
When it is more of what is it, peak hours, then
Search pricing.
charged.
Beautiful. So you can, as a user, I want to book a, so create a story only for peak hours or search pricing during peak hours, because that will be an edge case or a very peculiar kind of coding. So you, for only search peak hours, you create one story for that. For non-peak hours, you create another story. Then what else? You could pre-schedule the cab, right? If I want a cab at 11 o'clock in the night, I can pre-schedule it. So you can create a story where you are allowing users to pre-schedule an app. So now you are creating functionalities based on business rules. There could be other. Give me, yes, I think somebody, Sudipta was trying to.
Discount.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're on mute.
Discount.
Yeah. So can we add, sir, like when we add extra tip, your ride comes faster, can that be a business rule?
Yes. So create a functionality based on if customers are adding extra tips.
Extra money.
That also. So basically it is based on the convenience of the team. There are different options. You can create functionalities based on interfaces. You can based on the data a particular application is using, the business rules that the application is going to follow, or different user journeys. I could book a economy class cab or a premium cab, or for a handicapped cab, or for GPS tracking. So there could be different paths or user journeys. Based on that you can split, based on data you can split, based on interfaces you can fit. So it depends on the team what they want to, which is easier method for them to work with. So yes, Abhilasha.
Sir, I'm confused with one thing. Here we are saying like Agile does not much supports horizontal
Correct.
splitting.
Correct.
Okay, so in most of the cases, what I have seen, let's say I'm working on
No,
the
but
health.
why Agile does not support horizontal splitting? Why?
Every story should deliver some value to the customer.
So, what is horizontal splitting? Horizontal splitting is when you are just creating a UI story. Correct? So, if you just create a UI story, how will you test it? You cannot test it unless other stories are created. Unless, so you have just done a UI story. You have just created an online order screen. But the customer cannot order because you don't have an API, you don't have a backend functionality. So you need two other stories, then you can test this. You cannot show it to the stakeholder, you cannot test it, it will not deliver any value.
But in one story, how it will be possible, like the UI, API, database, everything?
Yes.
So that will be a very long story, might possible, will not be done within one sprint.
Then you will split it up.
So anyways, we need to split it as a technical then.
No, you have to split it via value method. So let us say, again, I want to, as a user, I want to transfer money to, so you split the story. So transferring money could be between my accounts, between my saving accounts and current accounts, between two different accounts, between within the same bank or outside banks. I mean, not within the same bank with any other bank. So there could be different functionalities, right? You cannot cover everything in one story. But if I have to do just within my saving accounts and within the same bank account, that is a 3-pointer. Now you say within domestic country, same account, but within internationally. So that's another functionality. That's a 5-point. So you divide the same functionality into small functionalities that can be completed within a sprint.
Most of the time, like I have seen that horizontal slicing.
Which is why, see, because people don't understand Agile. So as a user, I want to order online. Now this is a huge requirement. Let's split it. I just create a code for just the user can only select one item and he can only pay through cash. That's a very simple requirement now. You can easily do it in 3 to 5 days. Test it and show it to the. Now you just add the same functionality. Now you just add multiple ability to add multiple items. That's it. That's another story. Now you add coupon option. That's another functionality. So you are splitting the stories based on the functionalities. You are not splitting based on UI, API, everything. And within the same story, you will have UI layer, API layer, or the business logic layer and the DB layer. All the layers. Because you want to complete one mini functionality so that you can show it to the customer. If you are doing, you are right. A lot of teams, UI team is different. They will do UI, API is different. That's nothing. That's waterfall in disguise. You are not doing Agile. Just by using Jira, you are not doing Agile. I'm sorry.
I have seen this.
Interview में दे देना, but if you end up working in that company, बोलना ये भी ठीक है, करते रहोगा. लड़ोगे थोड़ी. I mean, you can educate them, but see, if you use Jira, you follow daily stand-up, you do little bit of retrospectives, even that will give you 20, 30, 40% more productivity than waterfall. But if you use Agile in its proper format, then your productivity gains could be 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. Rather than percentage increase, you could multiply your productivity.
Because most of the time, like PO and team decides splitting like this only. What I have seen.
Yes. PO and the team decides. But Scrum Master, if they are not splitting up, Scrum Master has to give that suggestions. So that is why you need to educate them that horizontal splitting is not good. Why? Because it does not give any value. Vertical splitting is better because you are able to complete mini functionalities. And horizontal is allowed, but only for technology upgrades, technology performance issues, like whatever exceptions we had discussed.
But even for the vertical splitting, the spike story or research story will be needed if something is needed.
So
What
no,
we say this.
see, the spike story is a different concept. Here you have a requirement, but you are not clear how to build it. If you are not clear, then you are going to research. So that spike story is not going to deliver any value. It is just going to give you information. Based on that information, you can start the actual functional story. You understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. Okay. So, please give interviews, mock interviews, left, right, and center, startup interviews. If you are lucky in one of your first 4, 5, 6 interviews, somebody is going to insult you very badly. They will ask you all sorts of nonsense questions, all difficult questions, and then after that interview, you will clear everything. I hope you get lucky soon. Either you clear, so your luck can work like this. Either you are lucky, you clear your interview, or you get this kind of a very tricky interviewer. He will tell you that you are faking it, you have never worked, and he will tell you on your face that you are no good, and then you will come back very dejected, but you will understand, okay, I can be asked this, I can be asked this, I can be asked. You can give a wrong answer once. That's it. But if you are repeating your mistakes in your interview, slap yourself. I'm sorry, but you cannot repeat your mistakes. Once you make a mistake, that's no problem. Absolutely no problem. But if you are making same mistake again, you are not able to explain sprint review, for example, no problem. But again, in the next interview, you are not able to do, then, man, there is a problem. Please be very nice to yourself if you make a mistake. No problem. But if you keep on repeating your mistakes, no, then you cannot be nice to yourself. You cannot make same mistakes again and again. There is something seriously wrong with you there. Sorry, I have to. Hey, but seriously, you can't make same mistakes again and again and expect, if one key is not opening the lock and I use the same key again and again, then the problem is not with the key or the lock. The problem is with me. I'm not getting it. So I hope you get the message. So that is why please be very nice to yourself if you make a mistake. That's no big deal. But identify it and don't repeat it. If you follow this process religiously, not only interviews, you can crack anything. Anything. Doesn't matter. In your otherwise life also, this mantra works. Sudipta, sorry.
No, sir, no problem. Sir, I have one question. In one of the recent JD, I have seen VSM Kaizen method. Now, Kaizen method, we know, like it is a continuous improvement. We take one.
Kaizen.
VSM Kaizen method.
Kaizen method is
you have explained the. But what is this VSM, sir? Is it a classification or something? VSM.
I have no idea. VSM. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'll research and put you guys in this thing. I'm just Googling VSM.
Okay.
VSM. What is? Oh, it's a short form for value streaming mapping. That's primarily for POs and PMs, not for. Don't worry. It's a safe technique here.
Okay.
Okay.
Safe technique.
It's one of those things that use in safe here.
Okay.
Don't worry. You identify a product and then you map. No, don't worry about it. You'll get more confused if I start explaining. Don't get into it. Hey, Agile is very vast, yeah. They may write XP also, but nobody is going to extreme programming. Nobody is going to ask you. Extreme programming is where you work in shorter sprints and use pair programming and all sorts of other techniques. So nobody's, maybe in one interview out of 50 they may ask you, but to explain that it would have taken 3 to 5 sessions. So there are Agile is very vast, but whatever you have covered, just concentrate on that. You will clear this thing, because there is no end to it. Yeah, if we go and read about metrics, we will end up researching 4 months. What is the point here? No, you know enough. Whatever is covered is covered. If you get an opening there, great. If you don't get an opening, this is a dud investment. You can go on studying 100 other things. You are not going to get a breakthrough. So this is enough. What you know should land you in a Scrum Master position. And then once you start working, then you can, of course, research. होते ना बच्चे जो they do 15 books in mathematics, but number आते हैं 70. So as against this, there is a guy who would do just R.S. Agarwal or R.D. Sharma, just one book, but he will do it 20 times, he will get 99 out of 100 or whatever. So focus on what. So as a Scrum Master, who I am paying anything between 10, 12 lakhs to 28, 30, 35, 40 lakhs, between that range, 10 to 35 lakhs, this is what I am expecting, what we have covered. This is more than sufficient.
Said about cheat sheets. So those PPTs are the ones, right? Or
cheat
is
sheet.
it
Cheat. This is enough here. You will not need anything else. That is why I said you should have attended 1 or 2 interviews by now, ideally more. You would have told me, Joey, वही पूछ रहे हैं यार. Same questions they are asking. And by the way, all of you have that document, right? That 500, 600 questions, whatever, right? That document
Yes.
which has company-wise question list. You have that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Go through that. That is sufficient.
Possible. I think I don't have it. You were asking same scenario questions, 30 scenario questions. That one.
Scenario-based questions also, that is. But see, sometimes scenario-based questions, the problem with scenario-based questions is you know the answers. But sometimes when they are cross-questioning you, sometimes those things will not strike you initially. So that will take 2, 3 interviews, because they will cross-question you same way. Whatever you are saying, they will cross-question you.
Sure,
You will
company-based.
Huh?
If you have company-based, if you can share it.
No. But company-based scenario questions are not there.
Okay, maybe from Google actually.
No. You are overthinking, yaar. You know enough. Don't worry.
No, sir, you have shared some Google Path which has 700-800 questions.
Ha. Yes. You have that, right?
Yes.
I can share.
It is, yeah, it is company wise, right?
Can you give some examples for team building activities?
Team building activities is agile games. Basically, say they will ask you, do you do any team building exercises? Say yes, some icebreakers. We let them talk about travel, let them talk about their hobbies, what are your favorite pastimes, all that discussions we have. We don't blame people, we don't judge people. And icebreakers, you can Google it here. It's a very easy thing to do. But typically, there are very complicated agile games I have never played, basically. I have always asked them to talk about food, travel, entertainment. Typically, if you ask them, they are more than happy. Team outings. Take them to some offshore locations or team lunches, team lunches are a great way of mingling with the team outings. Then click their pictures, make some collage like that you can do here. So they will ask you, have you done team building exercise? These are the team building. I did not cover because these are very basic things, simple things. So I did not cover. You got this, right? How were you doing team building exercises? You had a budget for every quarter. You were taking them out for lunches. You were organizing these things. You were finalizing. Nobody will ask you all these. I'm just giving you people. People will more concentrate on these things. But team building exercises, you can team lunches, team dinners, farewells, birthdays, those kind of things. Remember their birthdays, wish them on their birthdays, anniversaries, all that kind of stuff. Or you can do a quick Google also. Agile games, you can find 2 or 3 easy ones. You can mention that. Nobody will ask you in detail. But you understood, right? They will ask you, what have you done? Friday fun sessions, treasure hunt, fancy dress, whatever else these days. You got an idea, right? Actually, I never do it with my teams and they crumble, but they are mostly happy because I don't put any pressure. I tell them ways not to take any pressure. So they are anyways fine. Okay. But sorry, Mohammed, you got the idea.
Yeah.
They will ask you, have you done this? Yeah, I do Friday fun sessions. I do lunches. I do dinners. I plan for the farewells. We often we have a casual fun, casual chatting session for 15 minutes in a week. We celebrate our wins, all that sort of stuff you can mention. But those are easy. You guys will be able to handle.
If we have any queries or if we
you
want
can send an email to me within 2 or 3 days. I will respond. If you are stuck somewhere, you are not able to, I may, in case it is not resolvable through email, I can get you a call also. So don't worry about it. And if you are, say, you got a job and you are struggling there, mention it to me that you have got a selection and I'll call you and sort it out. Don't worry.
Sir, one question. In some JD, I have read about the lean.
Yes. Correct.
So, I'm sure if you already discussed about it.
Lean portfolio management, LPM, is used in the portfolio level safe, which is your level 3 safe. It is level 3 safe where strategy and budget comes into the picture. See, we spoke about when we have, so how much money are we going to spend? Which areas are we going to spend? What are our big goals? So strategizing, budgeting. There are principles or practices in lean portfolio management that are there, and that comes in level 3 safe. You can say that you are not aware of that. You are not aware of that. You are only aware of level 1 safe, which is basic team plus program level safe. There are 4 levels in SAFE. You are only aware of level 1. But what are 4 levels? You should know.
Okay.
That we have explained. But you are only aware of, you have only worked in level 1 SAFE. Lean portfolio management is an advanced concept. Typically, these HR people will write all sorts of nonsense in the JD. कोई बोल देगा यार SM की पोजीशन का एक वो खोल दो ऐसो, or they will open that with what about job description, कोई job description किसी ने दे दिया, so they don't interviews the first round interviews most of you will be able to clear. 150%. Second round is where the trouble starts. Initially you may not be able to clear first rounds, but then first rounds you will be able to clear after 1 or 2 interviews. Then second rounds you may struggle in 1 or 2 interviews. Then it could be the third round. Very few companies will take fourth round. Deloitte takes it, KPMG takes it, PwC takes it, Amazon takes it, Google has multiple rounds. So typically if you have 5, 6, 7 rounds, either mostly they are huge organizations, BMW or Mercedes-Benz or those kind of, you will see all sorts. And sometimes one other thing, when you are searching for jobs on Google, don't apply it through Google. Go to the website of that company and apply through that website. A preferable method is if you apply through that, but Google will give you that information that this company needs a Scrum Master. And it could be a Scrum Master, it could be Agile Project Manager, it could be Agile Project Delivery, it could be, they will call all sorts of names. Jahan bhi Scrum, Delivery, Agile, if you see, apply. Were you an Agile Project Manager? Yes, I was. Were you a Scrum Master? I was a Scrum Master. Everything, yes, go to the bloody interview. Question ही तो पूछेंगे, क्या होगा, नहीं आएगा, कोई बात नहीं, आगे Google कर लेना. You will be thereabouts. You will know the answers. It may not strike you immediately, but ultimately you will know कि अच्छा ये I have read it. You will be. और 5-6 इंटरव्यू दे दोगे तो बस, फिर रात को 3 बजे भी कोई इंटरव्यू लेगा तो दे दोगे इंटरव्यू, कोई टेंशन नहीं होगी. By 5-6 interviews you will be very pakka. Okay, enough now. This Gyan is endless, yeah. But ultimately, you have to learn for yourself. Go give interviews, fail, learn from your mistakes, do another interview, but keep doing it.
Sir, most of the time where I struggle actually giving the examples, this was the same thing in the mock interview actually. Let's
So
say
examples की list नहीं बनाई हुई.
I mean, I have to think. I need to give some time.
No,
And
Baba,
this
before,
is what
so do
happening
one
with
thing.
me.
Tomorrow morning, when you must have allocated 1 hour, 2 hours to of your time. Write it down. You sit without any book or material, anything. What will be the examples I will give? I will give this example. I will give this example. I will give this example. Then next day, do the same exercise. Do it for 3 days. Write the examples you are going to give. याद हो जाएंगे. और अगर नहीं ध्यान में आ रहा तो think about it. फिर भी you cannot make, then go to your material. So let us say I have to write some examples today and I can't think of examples. So I will go and go through this recordings, PPT, everything. Then I will make up some examples, Google it or use some AI tool or whatever. Then next day again, I will try without any book or any information. I am going to start writing. The day you can write 10 examples on your own is the day you can give examples in the interview. That's your technique. Okay. Can we wind up for today? And for maybe we will see each other in who knows. But please do send me an email saying if whenever you are done. Typically you will forget about it, but if you don't, then of course you will remember me. जो इन्हें पढ़ाया था मेरा हुआ नहीं, but हो जाएगा तो you will not remember me. That's fine. But I hope if you follow it religiously, the method, go to the interview questions, go through the PPT, it'll happen. If you study only for 1 hour religiously, 1 hour every day for the next 10 to 15 days, it is enough. PPT से go through करना है, basics से go through करना है, you should be done. And not every interview will be tough. And not every interview will clear you. If you are rejected in 4 consecutive interviews, don't think everybody is like those 4 interviews. There must be next easy one coming. Lot of people do this mistake. 5 interview नहीं हुए, 7 में मेरा नहीं हो सकता, मैं तो हूँ ही बेगा. No, यार, you can't do that. You cannot criticize yourself this much. Don't repeat your mistakes. If you're not repeating your mistakes, it will happen. There is an interview which is for you. There's an offer letter for you, 100%. Keep doing the process right.
Sir, one more question. When should we go for SAFE certification?
See, if you are clearing an interview in SAFE, ideally you should, this SM certification is enough. You should be able to get a SM job. Once you get into an SM job, then companies will sponsor that certification. But if you are clearing some interview, they are rejecting you because you don't. If they ask you for a SAFE certification, yeah, I have it. And then you clear the interview, they say, no, you don't have a SAFE certification. Then do it. Yeah. But otherwise, once you clear the SM interview, you get some job offer, you are about to join, then you can think about it. Yes, it is absolutely necessary. Once you start your career as a Scrum Master, you must have Scrum certification and SAFE. But once you start a career, then you can have it. Okay, anything else? Can we wind up? I think typically there is a video testimonial here, and you guys would have said nice things about me, but I think that guy is not there now. Maybe some other day. I hope you have liked, and I will always miss a lot of Deepak used to ask a lot of questions, relevant questions. PC sir, I will miss him. Priyanka asked a lot of questions, sometimes, not always, but sometimes when she is very attentive. Sudipta had a lot of questions to ask. Abhilasha is like a question machine, but very attentive, very inquisitive. Omkar gives me very good vibes. He gives good answers. Mohammed sir asked me a lot of questions, relevant ones. His explanations were also good. Kiran has good experience. Kiran had a lot of questions. Wasim sir, I was sometimes he used to surprise me that he has the answers what questions I posted. So I will have a good memory of all of you.
Venkatesh
sir had a lot of questions to ask. So I will have a lot of good memories of this batch. I wish you all the well. Not only were you an inquisitive batch, you were all very nice people also. Very, very good to interact with you guys also.
Sir, you are also very helpful.
Yeah, right.
You are giving all the scenarios and answers. You are sharing your experience. That is more better actually.
Sir, where from you? It's from.
I was born and brought up at a place near Shimla, Himachal.
Yeah, but now actually where you?
Now I am in Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Sir, in Bangalore, a lot of openings there, right? It's the ocean, right?
Bangalore, yes. There are always openings in Bangalore. Yes.
Sir, one question I had, sir, is it based on salaries, based on location wise, or is it?
Salary is primarily based on your existing package.
Okay, any location is fine.
But see, Bangalore, you will typically get more package, but rents are too much, school fees is too much. It's a very expensive city, but opportunities are there in Bangalore.
Sir, what about if we are in a company, say in Bangalore? Now, if we want to shift after 1 year in the same company as a Scrum Master to say Gurgaon, so those opportunities also will be possible, right, for a Scrum Master?
Typically, you will never go back to. Once you are in Bangalore, you will not go anywhere else.
So not because of me, sir, because of personal.
See, the thing with Bangalore is typically there are business parks, IT parks. So you go to one office, there are 30, 40 other companies.
No, I'm not asking for me. If personal reasons, like say my family or wife.
If you stay in Bangalore for 2, 3, 4 years and you make a switch, then it is very difficult to go to North because North will never be able to.
No, I'm asking in the same company. suppose my wife's family is in Gurgaon, so
If
they
you are
want
willing to sacrifice package, yes.
No, after being in that company, not switching,
Same
in the
company
same
transfer.
company, transfer.
Transfer.
As a Scrum Master, many opportunities will be there, right? Because as a developer, they allow normally to work in any
No,
location.
Scrum
So
Master. The thing with Scrum Master is now he can fit into multiple teams and any role.
no, because my team is in Bangalore, and I am working from Gurgaon, so they'll allow, right?
That is
That depends upon the organization.
Okay.
It can work actually. Like
Otherwise, you want to take release from that project and
get into some other.
Yeah.
there are teams like the teams will be divided in different states actually. Some people will be in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and some people will be in US, UK. But they will be working in there. The manager and the Scrum Master will be in different locations. All of them will coordinate in calls only, mostly. Monthly, once the project manager will come and meet us, that's it. It will be like that. Depends upon the company again, their director's vision.
Because I'm trying for initially for Bangalore location, then maybe later I can, based on my family or some wife situation, I'll switch out to another city. So I'm planning actually to try like that and go out of India for some time to UK.
No,
Because I have been in US. US is
somebody posted today in some opening in Europe.
So what if we land up in an organization where they are like there are no other Scrum Masters and I am the only one?
That is not
be
much.
there?
You are saying, what if I land up in a planet where there are no humans? I am the only one. No, yeah, that's
Because I have seen in my organization, like around whatever the teams sit around me, they don't follow any agile method. So if any team wants to go to the agile path,
I will. So what happens is, if let us say you are hired to transform an organization from waterfall to agile, then you will not be hired as a Scrum Master. You will be hired at a leadership position, at a senior agile coach level. You could end up being in an organization where they are a waterfall organization and you are hired to transform that organization. But Scrum Master will not transform. Senior agile coach or a agile transformation leaders are those positions.
So we cannot apply for those positions, right? It is.
You are studying in 10th class, you want to go to IIT now. 10th ke board to de do yaar. Get into SM role first, and then after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you will be able to transition into that role.
Okay.
Other thing in the interview, if they ask you, how do you see yourself in next 3, 4, 5 years? Say in a senior agile coach or a senior role, that sort of. Say that. So they will understand, okay, you are interested in that role, you are interested in agile, you are interested in getting into agile space. That is, so you have already worked for 4, 5, 6 years in agile. Now you want to get more information about different domains. Then you want to get into agile leader roles. So that you can pitch that story to these guys.
Sir, did we already covered waterfall to agile transformation?
I did.
I missed that case.
Okay. You explained about the issues actually that we faced in agile transformation. So I think
issues and solutions, everything. You can go through that session.
Yes.
Sir, one last question, sir. For conflict management, no technique is there, right? What you said that what we
Technique
discussed.
is here. You remain calm. You do a structured conversation with them. Hear both the parties. Stay neutral. Non-violent communication. That's a technique. Non-violent communication is a technique where you do not accuse people of any mistakes. You and again discuss solutions rather than issues. So that's your step-by-step way of conflict management. You go through that session. I would have done a step by.
Yeah. No, I'm asking whether if scientific way, like for risk
There
management,
are
Rome
you
technique.
can there are the Kleisman or some method is there. There are few methods there, but that's like too advanced. You'll be fine.
So general,
If you want to research on those, you can do a quick Google. You will find enough information on. There are actually techniques or methods, but typically nobody is going to get into that deep, at least at Scrum level. At an Agile coach level or they will still, but at an SM level, nobody is going to dig that deep. Maybe if you are interviewing for Google, yes, that could be a possibility.
Okay. Product companies, mostly they'll ask.
Not mostly. Fortune 10 company, Fortune 20 company may, but that also very rarely. इतना नहीं सोचते, पॉलिटिक्स ज्यादा करते हैं, काम नहीं करते. But in India, do you think at leadership positions people are working? No, boss. All politicizing. सिर्फ politics खेलते हैं और कुछ नहीं करते. They have पैसे आ रहे हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट, रियल एस्टेट, फ्लैट का लेना है, प्लॉट का लेना है, शेयर कौन सा लेना है, और पॉलिटिक्स. That's all. मतलब not everybody, but mostly that is the culture at those positions. But yes, few and far, if you want to do deep research, you can get into that. Okay. I can mail me, send me a reminder. I will give you a list of 10-15 books also if you are that research oriented. I can give
Abhinay, after the interview, maybe before going to another company.
I can give you. There is a Jeff Sutherland book. That's a very basic book on Agile. You can go through that. I have been an avid book reader all through my life. तो मैं तो ऐसे ही comic की तरह भी पढ़ लेता हूँ, but I don't recommend it. I realized it very later on in life that you should only study those books that you can translate into money. Otherwise, what is the point? Knowledge by itself is of no use unless that knowledge can be used to make money. That's the world we live in these days. So, okay, enough of this. Have a very, 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 very good future. All the best. We'll stay in touch, and maybe if you guys ever come to Bangalore, we can have a get together also.
I'll be coming.
I've already.
Yes, sir, sure.
I'm already in Bangalore. We can meet.
100%.
I will ping you once.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir,
I'm just waiting for next. Sorry, Wasim sir.
Sir, can we get your number? It is possible.
Yes. You send me emails.
Okay.
In case you are stuck, you need help. If I can't resolve your issue, I'll call you. Don't worry.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll miss your class badly, sir.
Yes.
कहीं पे भी रहते हैं तो login
Sorry?
तो कर लेते. Sir, we will miss your class.
No, I will also.
Really.
Very.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you have
Really, we will miss you. Yeah, really. Class also and you also. Really.
That is
You are
very
a good sir.
I thought tomorrow is the last class, so I didn't prepare what to say.
No. The way you guys have been very video on and very inquisitive, questions, answers, everything, I can make out here. You guys have been, you are all very dedicated. I think you guys will do well in life, generally also. You have shown enough dedication and awareness of things you guys have. It's just that mostly people give up very easily. Just don't give up things. All of you will do very well in life.
Thank you, sir.
Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Think. And one other thing, when you join as a Scrum Master, everybody is going to say this company sucks, this project sucks. They will criticize day, night, every time. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to act. No, things will go well. That's your role here, to act. Things will work out well. We will do well. All that blah blah blah. That's your role. So get it. Don't, if they are bullshitting about the company, don't bullshit. You are in that position. You can't bullshit. You are not hired to code or test. You are hired to act that everything is fine and things will work.
That will be different because as developers, we normally tell many things.
See, see, it's like when you have kids, right? When you have kids, you can't say life is tough. I'm going to struggle. I can't make my. With kids, you say, no, beta, everything is fine. You study. Papa will get you this. You all do all this acting. India is. You will say this country is good. Follow rules. All that. So it's Scrum Master is like parenting only. You have to act in front of your children. You will not say, no, I'm going to fail in life. You may be scared, but in front of children, you can't say, I don't know when is your school fees coming here. I'm struggling to get it. But you will act. So same way with your team, you will, even though things will be difficult, you will say that things are going well, you will do well, team will do well, all that acting.
Okay. Sorry, last one. So in the application, Star Agile application, we see that course progress is 41%. So is something else remaining?
No, don't worry. Course is done here. All the things we have covered, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I think they must have not updated it. I told this guy who called me, I told him that 7th is the last date, not 8th. So I don't know, they are in some other world. Okay then, yeah. All the best. Please put a message in the WhatsApp. Today is the last session.
Yeah,
also.
already done.
Great. Okay then, yeah. All of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, meet
We
you
will
next
get
year in Bangalore.
Touch with you. Yeah. Thank you.
We will meet in Bangalore. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Bye. Thanks, sir.
Yes.